guys, it's Mia here and welcome back once again. Now, as promised, if you guys watched Tuesday's video, my 24-hour challenge, I said at the end of that I would give my full review, to all the books that I've read in that challenge. I have them all right here, and I'm going to go and review them in the order I read them in. So, the first book is one of the Golden Compass mini books, and it's the one about the golden monkey. Now, if you haven't read the Golden Compass, it's basically the animal is the soul of the person that they're with, and they have this invisible connection that keeps them together, and they feel each other's pain and all of that. Now, the reason I tell you guys this is because it comes into play. For some reason, in this, the golden monkey can go as far away from Mrs. Coulter as he pleases. And that's not normally allowed in the books, because if a demon and a human, which is what they call them for some reason, get too far apart, it feels like someone's trying to rip them in half. So it's never really explained how he can go so far away from her, but he can. And he uses that to spy on the main characters of the Golden Compass, Lyra and Pan, the girl and her demon. So it really just follows like the beginning of the book, or the beginning of the movie pretty much. This came out after the movie because there are pictures from the movie directly in here. That's directly pulled from the movie. So it basically goes from when Lyra was taken by Mrs. Coulter and shows a little bit of that scene where he's spying on her and whatnot. And because it follows the movie directly with just a slightly different point of view, because we see through the golden monkey's eyes, who is definitely a lot more cynical and thinks he's better than everybody, and I really don't like him in this or in the movie or at all. Then with that comes another spin-off book that also comes directly from the movie, and we get to be in Urick's head. And we get to see more of what the bear is feeling, and I really enjoyed that because I really like Urick as a character, and to get to see more of his thoughts than we got to see in the movie was really nice, and I really feel for Urick and his situation, so I like this one. And they're pretty short too. They have pretty decent writing and they're really short, so this is good for a quickie read. Both of these are good for a quickie read. Now, the next one, and my favorite that I've read during this 24-hour challenge, before, was Beauty and the Beast. And there are a lot of things in this book that were not in the movie. Like the movie, she has 4 siblings, 2 sisters, 2 brothers. And I think the movie cut that out to cut out some of the runtime because it would have been too long with the sisters. I will say, though, that I did get a very Cinderella-ish vibe with how the sisters treated Belle. And it never explains in the movie that they were rich before they were poor. So the sisters are very snobby and very, pristine, you know. They want what they want and they want it now. So it starts out with the father trying to get his riches back and trying to figure it out. And the girls are asking for all these different things, like jewels and dresses and all this fancy stuff. And all that Beauty asks for, that's all they call her in the book. They don't have a name for him. It's Beauty and the Beast. No names. But all that Beauty asked for was a simple rose. But the dad finds out, that his fortune is not coming like he thought it was. Most of it got stolen and taken by the people that he owed money to. So he ends up getting lost on his way back and ends up once again in the castle. And instead of it being the silverware and the Tupperware that help him out, it was actually the Beast. The silverware and the Tupperware being sentient was just for the movie. Everyone in the book was actually turned to statues. So I really like how they did that because it makes Beauty's situation even more dire, and you feel like she is actually alone with just this beast that took her. But a thing that I like better in the movie than in this is the beast's attitude towards Belle or Beauty. Because in the movie, it's been a while since he's talked to people. He's very out of practice, and he's kind of an asshole in the movie. But he grows as a character. But in this, he's your perfect gentleman. He has manners. He speaks quietly to her. He says, anything you want, the castle will provide. And that's another thing. That's leading me right into the next topic, is the fact that the castle in this is much more enchanting than the castle in the movie. Like, Belle can see her father and her family through any mirror that she looks in, and the beast lets her do that. She wants a library. The book provides that. She wants the little garden to be closer to her room, or her apartment as she calls it. The castle switches around to make that happen. Anything she asks for, the castle provides, which makes it much more enchanting. And also on top of that, there's something that bugged me about this. So the reason Belle ends up in the castle is because the dad stole a rose from the beast's garden after he was nice to him and helped him. But right after that, not only does he let him take his prized roses, which are his most beloved thing in the entire castle, but he gives him like an enchanted suitcase that holds as much gold as his heart desires and never gets heavy, and lets him take that back with him, not once, but twice. So I don't get why he was going to punish him for being a thief if he was just going to give him everything and more anyway. But this is much more enchanting than the movie, and I really enjoyed it. Although I did like how the beast was angry at first and in the movie, and then grew as a character instead of being straight up nice the whole time. Then the Nonigiri. I'm going to review these all at once. This is your typical harem manga, except everyone is underage. The girls are in junior high and their teacher is 10 years old. What? No. And they are he's a wizard in this, right? I don't see why he needed to be a wizard, and he's a wizard over air, I guess, and they just use that as a reason to take the girls' clothes off. Like, every time he sneezes, the girls be naked. And I'm like, why are you putting this kid in situations where he's constantly seeing girls naked? And it's not like he's like, okay, you're naked, I don't get it, but you're naked. He is actually taking it like a grown man would, like full-on horny for these girls. And he's 10 years old. Like, what the fuck? He is 10, looking at these girls like a grown-ass man. No. I just don't get it. I don't like harems in general because it's like the most plain-ass person gets all these either guys or girls fawning over him or her. And it's like, why? You're plain as crap. You have zero personality. And this one is the worst because everyone in it, especially the teacher, is underage. And yes, he is the teacher. He's super smart in English, so he became the teacher. And this was continued in 1 and 2, but where it really got me and where I said, you know what, screw this series, was in book 3. And I don't know how much I can talk about this without it being like demonetized, but there were some sexually explicit moments toward this 10-year-old that I did not like. I mean, the girls are already throwing themselves at him and putting their boobs all up in his face, but then there's a scene in the bath where they're washing him, and it cuts away from the scene, but you can still hear him going, no, don't touch me there, don't do this, don't do that. Like, and they're making jokes about how they don't think he can grow there. That's literally how they say it. I was like, I don't think he can grow there. And I'm like, what is happening? This is not right. This is, oh my God. And I'm like, okay, I'm not finishing this series because that's just over the top for me. I was already rolling my eyes and being like, this is not okay. And then that scene happened and I'm like, well, that's it for me. So, yeah, definitely my favorite through the reading challenge was Beauty and the Beast. And I highly recommend it. Unless this series is definitely problematic, and I would not let your kid read it, or I wouldn't read it in general because it is just wrong, wrong, wrong on so many levels. So that is my opinion on all 6 of the books I've read during the 24-hour challenge. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed and hope to see you next time. Bye, guys.